everybody. Good evening. My name is Yolanda Poe, and welcome to the other side of victory. So, tonight, the topic of discussion is what are we doing with our time? But before we begin, you know me, I always gotta set the pace so we know what we're dealing with this evening. I'm going to be with you for like 20 minutes or so. You know the drill. I mentioned it every single night that February the 13th at 9 p.m. we will be doing I keep forgetting, like the word leaves me, an interview with two wonderful young ladies. We're going to be just chatting about the difference between abuse in marriage and abuse with a single person. Um, I really want everybody to show up, bring a friend. You can always catch the replay, but I really would like you to be there live with us so that you can interact and you can chat with the ladies. It's going to be a night to be had. Ugh. I can't remember the statistics off the top of my head, but I believe every one in four women are abused. It's really, really important that we hone in on this topic, and we'll deal with it more so on the 13th of February at 9 p.m. But you can look at people and you think that their life is just so peachy, and when I grow up I want to be that lawyer, I want to be that doctor, I want to be that architect, you want to be all these things. But you don't realize that person, even though they have that degree, are going through it. Or maybe they don't have a degree. Maybe their life just looks, they're always smiling, they're always laughing, but inside they're dying because the bruises that they have may not be outward to that you can see. It could be under their clothes, or it could be that it's hidden behind the mask of that smile. So we'll address that on the 13th. However, what I want to go into tonight is, what are you doing with your time? I'm not going to be with you long at all. Last night we touched on this wonderful woman, Edmonia Lewis, and we talked about how she was a creative and she didn't allow anything to get in the way of her creativity. So just to think about it, she was in slavery times. It was in the 1800s. And no matter what happened, she managed to maintain a lifestyle that was conducive to creating. Alexa, stop. She was accused of poisoning, or trying to poison her roommate at the college. It wasn't founded. They still harassed her. White men came and they beat her until she was almost dead. She didn't let that stop her. She still continued. And then they tried to blame her for stealing art supplies. And she didn't let that stop her. And her end result, when she stopped breathing in 1907, when she died in London, you can find her in the Smithsonian today. So I just want to know, what are you doing with your time? How's that thing working out for you? Just to lay just a little fun thought with you. There's 24 hours in a day. So that's 1,440 minutes. So you cut that in half. That's 12 hours. It's 720 minutes. Out of that 720 minutes, we don't all get 8 hours of sleep. We're lucky if we can get a good 6. So I give you 6 hours, give you more than what you probably do. Okay. We work for about 8 of those. Drive for the minimum of 1. We cook and eat for 1. That leaves us with a whopping maybe 5 or 6 hours. So what are you doing with that time that you have left? to build you, to make you the best you that you could possibly be. What are you doing? Now, I will honestly say that can be known after work in the kitchen. That's where I normally am. That's my place of peace. I am not a microwave doll. I am not a doll that runs to the fast food joint. I ain't her. Very seldom do we do that here. So I can be found in the kitchen, not with the special little gadgets and gizmos. I'm in there with the knife and I'm cutting up the onions and the peppers and the garlic and the turmeric. I'm that person. I want to touch my food. I'm that person. So it may take me a little bit longer than an hour to get my life in order, to actually cook this meal. You know, I gotta have my little protein. You know, when I'm cooking for my sweetie, they gotta have a little protein. Gotta have the veggies. Gotta have the starch. Gotta have that. Those things are, are really, really important. I just think that it just feels such warmth in my home. So that's what I do. Now, there's an hour that should be taken to write. Whether you're writing a book or whether you're journaling, it's really important. And the reason why I say that is that in my little speech that I gave earlier about how I started writing, is that if I had not over the years been writing that down, and this was, of course, after I had lost everyone, I would not be able to go back and see how God has blessed me. Anyone that has followed me, Yolanda the Wilderness Warrior. Yolanda the Wilderness Warrior, when she started out, she was about 12 pounds, if that. I was really, really tiny. I was barely eating. I have pictures of that. Ooh. And I looked and I go, oh my God, I look so horrible. And then I look at me now and I'm like, okay, you ain't so bad. You all right. You clean up a little bit. Eat a sandwich or two, you good. 112 may look amazing on some people, but it just rightly don't look that great on me. Time is of the essence. So after work, I would write. I wrote for 1 hour, sometimes crying and writing. A challenge was given by my niece, who used to be known as the unicorn. And she motivates women to find themselves. And I happened to be listening to her one day, and she said, I challenge you to write a book in a week. I think it was in a weekend. It was either a weekend or a week. So I threw together a book to function within the challenge. And I found myself then writing several books because it got good to me. It was my therapy because I was running from my pain and I didn't know how, because my pain seemed like it was catching up. But it wasn't until I started writing is when I realized that, hey, it's time to go to therapy. Forgive me, a little disturbance there. And then at the time when I started going to therapy, then I realized, okay, there's a lot here, and I had a lot that I had to fix. But writing was the thing for me. And then when I was going live, that was the thing for me. That was what helped me heal, because I was able to minister, because that's who I am. So that was obviously, what I needed to make everything pop for me, to make everything work for me, my healing process. To walk out the scriptures, or to see I'm visual. So everything I taught, it was visual for me. So I would see it. and I could walk it out even as I spoke. And I think back in the day I was doing like an hour, if I'm not mistaken. But in the Bible, it does talk about time, and that there's a time and a place for everything. Because you may say, well, I ain't got time for all that. All that. I got time for all that. I was tired. I get off work and I'm tired. Let me tell you, I know about being tired. I am exhausted. I'm exhausted right now. Ecclesiastes. I can't remember where it's at. Is it 3? Bible talking about a time and a place for everything, a time to plan, a time to pluck up, a time to cry, time to laugh, a time to. It talks about time for everything. There's a time and a place for everything. So in the course of your day, what are you doing with your time? I'm getting ready to read this scripture in a moment, because our time is valuable. I found it. Your time is valuable. It's very valuable. When people call you and you are in the middle of cooking dinner, you ain't gonna talk long. If you're with your sweetie or your family members, your time is valuable. When you get up in the morning to go and take that shower time to you is valuable. But it needs to have some type of order in order for it to be proper. So to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which was planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to get, and a time to loose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. There's a time for everything. So what are you doing with yours? How are you divvying that out? What are you doing to maximize the gifts that you have so that you can grow? For my sisters that are going through abuse, and I'm getting ready to tie up this conversation, but for my sisters that are going through abuse, I just want to talk to you for a moment. You are so worth more than what you're experiencing. You don't have to take low to anything. You are beautiful. You are talented. You're not too fat. You're not too skinny. You're not too loud. You're not too soft. You don't cry too much or you cry too little. You're not selfish. You're not any of the things. You're not the reason why they're swinging on you or verbally abusing you. You're just none of those negative things. So now would be a great time for you to try to recuperate from all of the negative as you prepare to leave. Because leaving would be a really good idea, simply because anything that is stunting your growth is killing you. Because anything that's not growing is dying. For my sisters that are already out, and now you're like, well, what do I do now? Write the vision down of what you want. Now you may say, I ain't got no vision. Whatever you thought you might have possibly wanted to do before you got into that relationship, think on those things. Get to know you all over again. How do you like your eggs? Do you like soda at all? Do you even like to cook? How about them apples? Do you like to do laundry? Do you like do you not? Do you like your body? Do you feel as though that you want to lose some weight? Do you feel as though you want to gain some weight? I mean, like, get to know self. The only one that knows you as good as you do is you. You and God. That's it. Y'all two together. That's who knows who. So why not take this time, because time is valuable, to get to know you. Again, there are 1,440 hours in a day, which is 24 hours. So let me say again, it's 1,440 minutes in a 24-hour day. Cut that in half, that's 720. 720 minutes out of 12 hours. What are you doing with that? Even if you're driving to work, what are you doing during that drive to grow yourself? On your breaks, on your lunches, what are you doing to maximize the amount of time that you have to function? Because in order to write for an hour, you have to block out time. You have to make time. Miss Lewis, who is now in the Smithsonian, made time in the middle of being abused, beaten, talked about, mistreated. She was a Black Indian in an era of time where women were they weren't not just ignored, but very much belittled, very much treated like trash. And she was Black. And according to what I read, Google her, she has some struggles. And a lot of her work is not even out. Some of it got lost in the shuffle. But she still managed to rise to the occasion. She still managed. And her artwork went out. Her artwork went out. So I challenge you tonight, whoever you are, to go after your dream, go after your goal, go after it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to yourself. And no, you may not know exactly what you want at this moment. I mean, how many of us really, some people do now. Some people actually have a clue. They know what's going on. They have everything mapped out. I don't always have everything mapped out. I don't. And I love to have everything in order, but I just don't always have everything mapped out. It took me, wow. I don't even know how many years it took me to get to this place. To this place to be able to trust. Because I wasn't always here. To be able to trust anybody. It took me a minute. I just didn't wake up when I got free and said, ooh, I'm okay. Not even a year later. I was single for at least 2 years before I started actually allowing anybody close to me, physically even close. Like I wasn't going outside close. When I came across David, it was kind of more like work related because I needed, I needed some assistance. He needed some help because he was traveling a lot back and forth to work. So we were kind of helping each other on an associate tip that turned into a friendship, which turned into in September a life journey that we're going to take. But it did not happen overnight. It took writing, and it took time to build me. So don't despise the fact that it's going to take time to build you. Take time to get to know you. Take time to figure out when you can write in the book. Yes, you got to work out. You got to eat. You got to do devotions. You got to spend time with friends. You got to spend time with family. You need to write your vision down. How are you going to do all those things? You got to do laundry. You got to cook. You got a lot to do. You got to tend to the kids. You got to make sure that everybody's emotions are all together. It takes time. Write down your schedule so you can figure it out. Again, my name is Yolanda. I want to thank you for viewing The Other Side of Victory. Whatever time zone that you may be viewing this, I appreciate the fact that you took the time to come in. How about you put in the comments down there. What is it that you're going to do to make sure that your time is well spent? How are you going to do that? Hold on for a second. Yes, baby. You going to bed? Okay. Yeah. Don't stick your head. Don't stick your head in. Just hug me. Love you. Bye bye.
Where'd you get that from?
What, this?
Yeah.
I bought it from the store. I can't say it. I'm live on TV. Going on. Good night.
You on TV?
Well, something like that. YouTube or something. Yeah. It's a couple.
No way.
Just going on. Bye. Love you. That was my grandbaby. Yeah, that's my grandbaby. Another reason why I wrote. Another reason why I did everything that I had to do, because I wanted my grandbaby to have a functioning, healthy grandmother. I wanted her to be able to come to me. I wanted to be able to rationally give her advice. I wanted to be able to show her what healthy interaction looked like. And I could not do that if I did not take the time to write. Oh, hey, everybody. I see folks is in the room. Hi, guys. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Listen, I'm going to let you go because my goal is to be with you no more than 20 to 30 minutes. I am like 2 minutes and some change over my schedule. I need to make sure that I go and continue to write. I am writing a book on intercessory prayer. And I did a training class for 10 weeks. And in that 10 weeks, what I did not do, because I did not manage my time properly, is every time I did a chapter, I was supposed to write it, and I didn't. So I have a deadline that I've given myself in hopes that I can actually do it. And that deadline is the second week in March. So I'm hoping that I can get it done. I am working on it. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me. I've decided that I will be doing this for quite some time. Make sure that you pencil in February the 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here on Facebook. It will also be on YouTube. I do believe I can't remember the other platform. I'll be there as well. I can't think of it. But I will, I'll mention it to you tomorrow when I come back. You guys will be seeing me Monday through Saturday. Sundays, not at all. And either Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. I'm not quite sure. I'll let you know about the Saturday piece. But I will be here with you, and I will be blogging, and I will be interacting, and I will be talking. It's really important that everybody, to me, gets what they want. Finds that niche, that thing that makes them who they are, that makes them thrive. God's desire is for us to be healthy and prosperous, to experience good and not evil. That is the plan that God has for us. So let's put ourselves in position to receive that. Again, I'm Yolanda Poe. Thank you so much for visiting me here at the other side of victory. And I'll talk to you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Oh, I apologize. I didn't get on at 9 tonight because I was working late. So if you don't see me at 9, just know that I'm working, and I was trying to get some things together before I came on. But love you, love you, love you. You take care and have a good night. Toodles.